Today we're going to explore the concept of walking in faith. What does it really mean to trust God when everything around you seems uncertain? We all face challenges that make it hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential, to manifesting a life of purpose and fulfillment, is not in your circumstances, but in the power of trusting something greater than what you can see? Walking in faith is about making a choice, choosing to trust God's plan for your life over the challenges you face right now. It's a choice that transforms not just the way you perceive your situation, but the way you interact with the world around you. Let's take a deeper look at how walking in faith and not relying on your circumstances can unlock the power to change your life. Faith is a powerful force, one that goes beyond the mere belief in something greater than yourself. It is not a passive feeling or a fleeting emotion. True faith is an active force that shapes your reality and transforms your life. It operates at a level far deeper than surface level beliefs or temporary hopes. When you walk in faith, you align yourself with a force that transcends your present circumstances and opens up a channel to a higher purpose. This power of faith is not just a mental assent to an idea. It is a force that begins to change the way you see, think, and feel. It moves beyond intellect and enters the realm of transformation. Faith is the vehicle that can carry you through the most difficult circumstances, and it is also the bridge that connects you to the potential within yourself. Faith taps into a universal law that says, what you believe is what you create. When you trust in the power of faith, you are aligning yourself with an energy that is infinite, boundless, and beyond your limited perception. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a vessel capable of holding immense potential. The beliefs you carry shape the way you experience your life. When you allow doubt and fear to dominate your thoughts, you create an environment that limits your potential and ties you to the very circumstances you wish to escape. But when you walk in faith, you shift the energy within you. You open the door to endless possibilities. Faith is not concerned with the current state of your life. It is concerned with the belief in what can be, the knowing that something greater than your circumstances is unfolding for you. This is why faith is so powerful. It allows you to see beyond the present moment and recognize the opportunities that exist outside the boundaries of your current experience. Faith gives you the clarity to take action in the face of uncertainty, to move forward with purpose, even when the path is not clearly visible. It connects you with something far greater than the limitations your circumstances might suggest. The force of faith empowers you to step into the unknown with confidence, knowing that there is a greater purpose at play, even when you cannot see the full picture. It enables you to make decisions not based on the fear of what could go wrong, but on the trust that the right things are unfolding as they should. Faith shifts your perspective, helping you realize that the challenges you face are not barriers, but stepping stones. With faith, you begin to realize that every struggle, every hardship is an opportunity for growth and transformation. Faith doesn't eliminate obstacles, but it gives you the strength to face them head on, knowing that you are not alone in the process. When you walk in faith, you unlock a power that resides deep within you. You become aware that you are not defined by your current reality, but by the vision and the belief you carry within yourself. Faith elevates your mindset from one of survival to one of creation. The more you trust in this inner power, the more you begin to witness the world around you shift. It is not just about what you can see or touch. It's about what you believe in and how that belief shapes everything you do. Our circumstances can be deceiving. The world around us, with its challenges and obstacles, often has the power to cloud our vision and distort the truth of what is possible. What we see with our eyes can create a narrative of limitation, fear, and doubt. It can trick us into believing that the struggles we face are permanent, that our difficulties are insurmountable, and that the road ahead is blocked. But here's where the power of faith comes in. Faith allows us to look beyond what is visible and step into a reality that exists beyond our circumstances. When we choose to walk by faith and not by sight, We are choosing to trust a truth that transcends the tangible. We are choosing to believe in something greater than what we can immediately perceive with our senses. The power of faith takes us out of the realm of temporary conditions and places us in the space of infinite possibilities. It's easy to be swayed by the evidence of our eyes, the bank account balance, the status of a relationship, the job situation, or the health of our bodies. But these are only surface level realities. They do not define who we truly are or what we are truly capable of. Faith allows us to move beyond the temporary conditions of our lives and align ourselves with the greater purpose that is unfolding. It empowers us to trust that even in the midst of struggle, there is something greater at work, guiding us toward the life we were meant to live. When we choose to walk by faith, we acknowledge that our circumstances do not have the final say. We recognize that there is a higher plan at play, one that is not limited by what we can currently see. The decision to trust God and walk by faith requires a shift in perspective. It requires us to detach from the limitations of our circumstances and instead focus on the promises that lie beyond them. This does not mean ignoring or denying the difficulties we face, but rather choosing to believe that they do not have the power to define our future. Faith teaches us that the present moment, while important, is not the end of the story. By walking in faith, we learn to see with a different kind of vision. We begin to view our circumstances not as obstacles to our success, but as stepping stones to our growth and transformation. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen our belief, to deepen our trust in the process, and to realize that we are capable of more than we can imagine. When we rely solely on our circumstances to determine the direction of our lives, we limit ourselves to a narrow perspective. But when we walk by faith, we allow ourselves to access a broader, more expansive view of the future. We open ourselves to the possibility that what we see today is only a fraction of the story, and that what is yet to come is far greater than we can currently comprehend. Walking in faith helps us to remain anchored in the truth that God's plan for us is bigger than anything our circumstances can convey. We trust that even when things don't make sense in the moment, there is a purpose in the process, and that purpose will be revealed in time. Trusting God means embracing a future that is beyond the limits of what you can currently see. It means stepping into the unknown with the assurance that there is something far greater in store for you than what your circumstances might suggest. The human mind is conditioned to focus on what is immediate and visible, to seek certainty and predictability. Yet when you walk by faith, you allow yourself to transcend the limitations of the present moment and align with a future that is filled with possibility, purpose, and fulfillment. When we trust in God, we are trusting in a plan that is unfolding with or without our awareness. It's easy to look at our current situation and judge it based on what we have or what we don't have. We might look at the struggles, the challenges, or the apparent lack of progress and think that this is all there is. But faith teaches us that what we see right now is not the full picture. Our lives are not defined by our current circumstances, but by the potential that is waiting to be realized in God's perfect timing. To walk in faith is to take a step toward that future, a future that is bigger and more fulfilling than anything we could imagine based on the limitations of our present view. The future that God has in store for you is not confined to the narrow scope of what you can currently grasp with your mind. It is expansive, filled with opportunities, growth, and breakthroughs that go far beyond the struggles you may be facing today. When you place your trust in God's plan, you allow yourself to move forward with confidence, knowing that the best is yet to come. Faith is about embracing the unknown, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Trusting God means surrendering the need to control every detail of your life. Instead of trying to force things to fit into your limited understanding, you choose to trust that God's timing, His plan, and His path for you are far superior to anything you could devise on your own. It's about recognizing that the process may be difficult, but it is leading you towards something greater than your current struggles. Every challenge, every setback is part of a bigger picture that will ultimately bring you closer to the life you are meant to live. When we walk by faith, we are not simply reacting to our circumstances. Instead, we are acting in alignment with a vision that has been placed in our hearts by God. We take steps forward in the belief that what lies ahead is not determined by the struggles of today, but by the purpose and the promise of tomorrow. Trusting God means letting go of the fear that comes from focusing only on the present and replacing it with a deep confidence that the future holds something extraordinary. This act of trust doesn't require us to have all the answers or to know every step of the journey. It simply asks us to trust that God's plan is perfect and that He is leading us toward a future that is far more amazing than anything we could have predicted or expected. Walking by faith means committing to this journey with a heart full of trust, knowing that each step forward brings us closer to the vision that God has already set for us. The power of the mind is deeply intertwined with the strength of our faith. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are not just passive experiences. They are active forces that shape the reality we experience. When we align our minds with faith, we begin to access a deeper power that transcends the limitations of our circumstances and taps into a higher frequency of potential. Faith is not a passive belief. It is an active force that operates through our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. Our minds have the ability to influence the world around us, but only when we choose to focus on what is possible instead of what is currently visible. When you walk in faith, you begin to see the world not through the lens of fear or doubt, but through the lens of possibility and opportunity. Faith aligns your mind with a vision of the future, one that is not bound by the limitations of your present reality. It allows you to see beyond the obstacles in front of you and move forward with a sense of purpose and direction. The more you strengthen your faith, the more powerful your mind becomes in shaping the life you desire. Your thoughts are like seeds that you plant in the soil of your mind. The seeds you plant today will grow into the experiences you encounter tomorrow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, your experiences will reflect that energy. But when you plant seeds of faith, trust, belief, and expectation, you begin to cultivate a life that is aligned with the promises of God. This shift in mindset is essential because our minds have the power to create the life we want. But this creation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It requires our active participation, our choice to focus on what is possible and trust that the universe is conspiring in our favor. Faith also involves a deep sense of knowing that what we believe will eventually manifest. It's not about hoping for something to happen. It's about trusting that it will. This trust comes from aligning our thoughts with God's promises and allowing our minds to rest in the certainty that the future is already written in our favor. The more we align our minds with this truth, the more we see the power of faith working in our lives. We start to see doors open where there were once walls, and we begin to experience the flow of blessings and opportunities that come when we are in alignment with a higher purpose. As we practice this alignment, our faith grows stronger. We begin to see results in our lives, not because we are forcing things to happen, but because we are allowing our minds to align with the natural flow of the universe. Our thoughts and emotions become a powerful tool for transformation. The more we choose to walk in faith, the more we strengthen the power of our minds, and the more we begin to create the life we desire. Faith, when fully embraced, is not just a belief in something greater. It is a dynamic force that transforms every aspect of our lives, shaping our reality in ways that we never thought possible. When we choose to walk in faith, we are stepping into a place where the limits of our circumstances no longer hold power over us. Instead, we are embracing a higher reality, one that exists beyond what our eyes can see and our minds can comprehend. Faith invites us into the unknown, where uncertainty becomes an ally rather than a hindrance. It is a powerful tool that allows us to transcend the fear that often holds us back from pursuing the life we know we are meant to live. The journey of faith requires us to take steps forward, even when the path is not clearly visible. It challenges us to trust that the way will unfold as we continue to move toward our vision, even when we cannot see every detail of the road ahead. Faith is not about knowing all the answers or having everything figured out. It is about taking the next step, even when the full picture has yet to materialize. It's about trusting in the process, trusting in God's plan, and knowing that every step you take is part of the greater purpose that is unfolding in your life. As we walk in faith, we often encounter moments of doubt and fear. These feelings are natural. They arise from the human condition, from our desire for control and certainty. But faith teaches us to move forward despite these feelings, knowing that they do not define our journey. The doubt we experience is not a reflection of our inability to succeed, but rather a reminder that faith is a muscle that we must continue to strengthen. The more we lean into faith, the less power fear and doubt will have over us. We learn to recognize them for what they are, temporary and fleeting emotions that do not hold the power to determine an outcome. The process of walking in faith also teaches us the importance of perseverance. Faith requires us to continue moving forward even when things don't make sense or when the results we expect seem to be delayed. It's easy to become discouraged when progress is slow or when obstacles seem to appear out of nowhere. But faith is not about instant gratification. It is about trusting that in time everything will come together as it should. The road to fulfillment and success is rarely a straight line. It often involves detours, delays, and setbacks. But each of these is a lesson that brings us closer to the person we are meant to become. By walking in faith, we also begin to understand the importance of patience. We learn that faith is not about forcing outcomes, but about allowing things to unfold in their own time. The universe works on its own timeline, and sometimes what we perceive as delays are actually moments of preparation. Every step we take in faith is building the foundation for something greater, even if we cannot see the full picture yet. Trusting in the process allows us to be present in the moment, knowing that the work we are doing today is preparing us for the success we will experience tomorrow. Faith empowers us to keep moving forward in the face of uncertainty, knowing that our trust in the process is creating the future we desire. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When we choose to walk by faith, we are engaging in a process of transformation that goes beyond our current reality. Faith is not simply a passive belief. It is a proactive force that moves us from one state of being to another. It is a catalyst for change, enabling us to break free from the constraints of our present circumstances and step into the fullness of what is possible. Faith asks us to relinquish control and trust that the universe, guided by a higher purpose, is leading us toward the life we were destined to live. In doing so, we begin to see ourselves and our lives through a different lens, one that reveals opportunities, strengths, and possibilities that we may not have seen before. As we walk in faith, we are called to let go of the fear and doubt that often keep us trapped in old patterns of thinking and behavior. Our minds are wired to protect us, and when faced with uncertainty, they often default to fear. This fear can manifest in many ways, through hesitation, procrastination, or the belief that we are not capable of achieving our dreams. However, faith challenges these fears head on. It asks us to trust that despite what our minds may tell us, we are capable of more than we can imagine. Faith encourages us to take risks, to move beyond our comfort zones, and to trust that even when we step into the unknown, we are supported by a power greater than ourselves. The more we practice walking in faith, the more we begin to understand that our circumstances are not as powerful as our belief in what is possible. Our external environment may fluctuate, and we may face moments of hardship or challenge, but our faith remains an unwavering anchor that keeps us grounded. This is the power of faith. It is not dependent on external circumstances, but on an inner knowing that what we desire is already on its way to us. The process of walking in faith requires us to cultivate patience, perseverance, and trust, knowing that the path we are on is unfolding in perfect timing, even if it doesn't always make sense in the moment. As we continue to walk by faith, we begin to realize that the journey is as important as the destination. Each step forward, each act of trust, is a powerful affirmation of our belief in the unseen. Even when we don't immediately see the results of our efforts, we are still moving closer to the manifestation of our desires. The journey is not just about achieving a goal, but about evolving into the person who is capable of receiving those blessings. With every challenge we face, we are refining our ability to trust, to believe, and to remain steadfast in the face of uncertainty. Faith ultimately is an act of surrender. It is the willingness to release our need for control and allow something greater to guide us. By walking in faith, we align ourselves with a force that is much larger than ourselves, one that has a plan for our lives that is far beyond our limited understanding. It is in this surrender that we find true freedom, the freedom to live in alignment with our purpose, to trust in the process, and to know that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. In conclusion, walking in faith is not just about believing in a future outcome, but about trusting in the present moment and the unseen forces guiding us toward our destiny. It is a commitment to living beyond the limitations of our circumstances, choosing to align our minds with a higher purpose that transcends our current reality. Faith is the key to unlocking the power within us, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with confidence, patience, and perseverance. By embracing faith, we free ourselves from the grip of fear, doubt, and uncertainty, and step into a realm where possibilities are limitless. It is in the surrender of control, the trust in divine timing, and the unwavering belief that everything is unfolding as it should, that we experience true transformation. Every step taken in faith is a step toward the life we were always meant to live. A life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and the realization that we are supported by a greater force, guiding us to where we are meant to be. As we walk in faith, we not only change our circumstances, but we change ourselves, becoming more resilient, more aligned, and more capable of embracing the incredible journey that lies ahead. Thank you.